All right, welcome everybody to the Carolina Cast. It is a Friday night in Charlotte, and the Carolina Cast is live once again in Charlotte at the Spectrum Center. The Hornets are hosting Pelicans today. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a tough game for the Hornets. I know they're just coming off a 27-point win for the San Antonio Spurs. They're looking to keep that winning streak alive to start off the season. Always want to start it strong. The Hornets started off 3-0 last year, trying to keep that right on track. Let's go ahead and straight into it. As we can see here, the Hornets taking on the Pelicans in a big game today. The Pelicans 1-0, had to win their game on the road. Same with the Hornets, as this is their first home game of the season. Let's go and check out the injury report. This is the most important thing for Charlotte Hornets fans. As you can see here, LaMelo Ball is out for today's game, as he was ruled out yesterday, actually. Obviously, I was talking more about the Christian McCaffrey news instead of LaMelo's news. But LaMelo is out for the second straight game for the Charlotte Hornets with that left ankle sprain. And Cody Martin, we saw at the start of Wednesday's game, had some soreness. He would not be playing tonight either, as he was ruled out, I believe, a couple hours ago. And then for the New Orleans Pelicans, Jackson Hayes, center, is ruled out as of today, and Kira Lewis Jr. has also been ruled out for New Orleans. So, I mean, it's not a lot on the injury report for both teams. Obviously, the season just starting, but having LaMelo out for second consecutive game, we would love to see him on Sunday in Atlanta. We'd like to have him there when we play the Hawks. So hopefully he is back. But until then, we can look at the season leaders this is all from one game that both of these teams have played. As Terry Rozier, after that one game, is averaging 24 points a game. Brandon Ingram, 28 in the last game, which is pretty good. And we can see here Nick Richards with 10 rebounds, Jonas Valanciunas with 13, CJ McCollum with 6 assists, and Terry Rozier with 6 as well. Let's go ahead and check out the stat line for today's game. So for the Charlotte Hornets, the line on the game is New Orleans by 6.5. As we knew, the Hornets line going into their game against the Spurs was even. It was Charlotte 3 before the games, before we found out about LaMelo Ball's injury a week back. And once we found out about that injury, that just had to take it down. It was too much of a risk. Didn't look like the Hornets were anything without LaMelo Ball. Especially that's what we all thought coming into this season. But the Hornets were able to prevail. All the media talks. They win by 27 in San Antonio. And now they're taking on a tough Pelicans team. The 8th seed last year, they traded for CJ McCollum. They've got all the pieces. Zion is back for the Pelicans. And they have all of it together. And it looks like they're going to be much better than an 8 seed. They nearly took down the number 1 seed Suns, which we found out to be very overrated in the playoffs after losing in 7 in the Mavericks. But 6.5 is your line towards New Orleans. We look at the matchup predictor. All this is according to ESPN. As Charlotte does have the home court advantage right here, a 58.5% chance in today's matchup. And the over-under at 226. I said under for the last game, and I believe I was correct. So I'm going to say over for this game because the Pelicans have 3 scorers that are going to get them points on the board. We know CJ McCollum is a threat. He was a big number 2 guy in Portland, and I love that the Pelicans went out and traded for him. That helped them out so much. Zion is just a beast inside the paint. He can play anywhere. And then Brandon Ingram's really been like the key player for this Pelicans franchise ever since he was traded away. And he was dealt in that Anthony Davis trade when he came to LA and Ingram was sent to New Orleans. He's been the key member of that team. So the Pelicans looking to use all their big 3, you can say now. So it's a good big 3. I will give them that. It is a pretty good big 3, but the Charlotte Hornets, without LaMelo Ball for the second straight game, are looking for a big win tonight. It's a lot to ask for, you could say. To not have your best guy and score 129 points. I know we were playing the San Antonio Spurs, but still, that is a lot. And that is a good start to the season, only giving up 102. Let's see if the Hornets can get off to that hot start once again in today's game. Until then, we'll go on commercial break. And when we come back, we will have the Pelicans at Hornets. Coming up next, you're watching live on the Carolina Cast. All right, we are back once again as we're still waiting for tip-off. I can go and put it up here. We're expecting about 7:10 if you're checking out Bali Sports and the Hornets pregame show. So in 2 minutes, we'll have opening tip-off at Spectrum Center for the first time this season as we take a look at Uptown Charlotte. Actually, a fun fact for me, I was on a field trip today at my school, so got to see the Spectrum Center. We went to a theater that was located in Uptown. So we got to see the Spectrum Center as we get to view it at night right now in a big primetime matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans. So we're not going to have LaMelo Ball tonight. I know that is a huge factor going into this game for the Charlotte Hornets. So we'll have to step up just like we did in the last game against the Spurs. Everybody's going to have to get involved in the starting lineup. So we'll see if our guys we can get something going in today's game, because it's not going to be an easy one against a stacked Pelicans team like this. Like, I can already name a bunch of just key players. So obviously you got Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson. Then you got some key players around him. Jose Alvarado, who played very well in his rookie season last year. He's known for stealing. He can be very lethal with that. Devontae Graham, who he used to play for the Charlotte Hornets, now on the Pelicans. Another amazing player. Jackson Hayes is not playing tonight for the Pelicans. I was talking about that. He is another key player for the team, so that is a big loss for them. Jonas Valanciunas is probably one of the most underrated centers to have at any position. I would love Jonas Valanciunas on the Hornets or just on any team. And then Larry Nance has always been a very good player for any team that he ends up on. So the Pelicans team is pretty good. As we can read off this Charlotte Hornets team, obviously got guys like Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, Mason Plumlee, Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, and then some young guys like Dennis Smith, JT Thor, Mark Williams, Bryce McGowens, Jalen McDaniels. We do not have Cody Martin tonight. I was just talking about him. And then guys like Kai Jones and Theo Maledon. As it is just about time for tip-off, we can see the Pelicans rocking the red alternate jerseys and the Charlotte Hornets in their normal home jerseys, so we don't get to see this alternate jersey in action yet, as I feel like the Hornets might come out with a new city jersey. As we take a look at the starting lineup for the Pelicans, CJ McCollum at the 1, Herb Jones at the 2, Brandon Ingram at the 3, Zion Williamson at the 4, and Jonas Valanciunas at the center spot for New Orleans. And then we take a look at Steve Clifford and the Charlotte Hornets at point guard, Terry Rozier, shooting guard Kelly Oubre, small forward Gordon Hayward, power forward PJ Washington, and at center Mason Plumlee. So very similar to the lineup in our last game. Tip-off in Charlotte. And we are underway as, I guess I have to redo the tip. Yeah, it looked like it might have gone a little too early. Jonas Valanciunas and Plumlee will go for it, and we are underway as the Hornets win it. Terry Rozier brings it up as the Charlotte starts off their home opener with the ball. As here is Gordon Hayward getting things started for the Hornets. Going to ask for a screen by Plumlee. Hayward, 2-point jumper. It will not go. Rebound by Zion Williamson. Third-year guy out of Duke University. Williamson gives it up. This is Jones on the drive. Herb Jones, tough shot, and he got it. Actually, my mistake. That was Brandon Ingram who got the shot, and the Pelicans are on the board. They take a 2-0 lead. Here's Rozier on the drive. Terry, easy lay, will not go. Ball stuck on the rim, and Plumlee puts it back in. We're tied, 2-2. I don't know why the ball just would not go right there for the Hornets, but they tie it back up at 2. This is Herb Jones, gives it to Williamson. Back out to Ingram. Valanciunas, not the best screen. Ingram in trouble. Near steal by Rozier. McCollum saves it. Shot clock winding down. It's at 4. Back out. Ingram fakes out a 3. Drives over Rozier. Gets rejected at the rim. And here come the Hornets. No, Valanciunas with the steal. And he slams it down. As it looked like Kelly Oubre was taking it away in transition. Lost the ball. And the Pelicans now have 4-2 lead. Oubre fakes a 3. Now fires. And it's off the mark. Rebound by Valanciunas. It's Kelly Oubre trying to make up for his mistake. Won't be able to do so. As here's Ingram. Looking around, gives it to McCollum. Inside Valanciunas. That's off. And a foul is called as Washington tipped it away from Williamson. It was a big hit on Valanciunas right there trying to take the ball away. Keys to today's game. The Hornets got to win the scoreboard. We got to play. We got to win the scoreboard. You got to play offense and you got to play defense. And that's the mentality of the Charlotte Hornets going into this game. Jonas Valanciunas at the free throw line. And his first one is right down the hoop as the Pelicans have a 5-2 lead. So we're only just under 90 seconds into this game. And the Pelicans already starting off high on the boards. Pelicans defense already looking good. You can't really say that in the first 90 seconds. But for how it's played so far, let's see if they'll keep it up or if the Hornets can respond as Terry brings it up for Charlotte. Terry gives it to Hayward. Gordon Hayward looking for space inside to Plumlee. One dribble, one move, and he lost the ball. And looks like a foul was called as it was a steal by Herb Jones if there was no foul. As the Hornets will throw it in. It's a foul on New Orleans. Gordon Hayward to throw it in for Charlotte. And he's going to find Terry Rozier. Here's Rozier. He drives. Lost the ball there for a moment. Now has to give it up. Oubre. Good ball moving by the Hornets. Washington for 3. And that's off. Rebound by Plumlee. Plumlee looking for somebody. Gordon Hayward for 3. Top of the key, and he's got it. Hayward from downtown. And the Hornets trail by a point as Gordon Hayward drills the 3-pointer. Here's McCollum. Step back 2 off the mark. And the Hornets contain the 6-5 game. As we'll go back to that replay, Plumlee able to fight for the rebound. Then Gordon Hayward, easy buckets. As the Hornets now trail by a penny, 6-5. So we are at 9:45 to go. Jose Alvarado already checking in for the Pelicans. We know how big he can be on defense with his steals. As CJ McCollum's already coming out with those fouls. Here's Hayward. Dribble, gives it up to Rozier. Rozier nearly lost it. Makes a nice move. Adjustment, no good. And a rebound. Here comes Jose Alvarado for the Pelicans. Alvarado slow it down. Gives it up. Valanciunas is going to take the 3. No good. And a rebound by Williamson goes out of bounds. And it'll be Charlotte basketball as Williamson was the last one to touch it. So it'll be Hornets ball now. Rozier brings it up as we see Jose Alvarado playing full court press. So here's Oubre. Looking for somebody. Gets some room over Ingram. In trouble, Oubre. Tough shot in the corner. No good. Rebound by Williamson. Under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Pelicans have a 6-5 lead. Williamson on the drive. Kicks it back out to Alvarado. Lost the ball and it's taken away by Plumlee. And it's intercepted by Brandon Ingram. Ingram on the drive. Tough laying in. He gets fouled inside the paint. That's the second time this game that the Charlotte Hornets pretty much done a Baker Mayfield interception. See, when you get the ball, you got to run away with it. That's the problem they're having on the fast break so far for Charlotte. You can see some early mistakes from this Hornet squad. And we take a look here at Brandon Ingram. First time at the free throw line tonight. We'll be shooting 2. The former Los Angeles Laker and member of the Duke Blue Devils back in 2016. Ingram will shoot 2. Trying to give the Pelicans a 7-5 lead on this first free throw, and he'll be able to do so. Pelicans now a 7-5 lead. So the Hornets have not led so far this game. It's also very early. They're down by 2 as Ingram's trying to make it 3 on the second free throw. And Brandon Ingram goes 2 for 2 at the line. 8-5, the Pelicans lead the Hornets. Charlotte only down by 3 as Plumlee gives it right back to Washington here. Alvarado trying to make the steal, and he's able to do so. Jose Alvarado, very good with those steals. He gives it up to Jones inside to Valanciunas. Fakes, layup, and one. Jonas Valanciunas gets the foul off of Plumlee. If I'm Steve Clifford right here after this free throw, I might want to call timeout. That's 2 straight possessions for the Pelicans that they'll be heading to the free throw line as Valanciunas lets Plumlee jump over and then take the shot right there. That is just nothing you can do about that. That's a bad move by Plumlee. Valanciunas only gets to shoot 1, trying to make it a 3-point play for the Pelicans. And Jonas Valanciunas gives the Pelicans a 11-5 lead as Steve Clifford wants to keep his team out there. They're not calling timeout. Washington lost the ball, and it's taken away by Zion Williamson. But he goes out of bounds and will stay with the Hornets. It will not stay with the Hornets. It's going to be Pelicans basketball. As the ball looked like it last touched of Zion. Either way, it's Pelicans basketball. Ingram lost it, and Oubre touched it last, so it'll stay with the Pelicans. So once again, it's a bad start for the Hornets right now. Down by 6 early. We got to control the scoreboard in this game if we want to stay in it. It's not looking like they're doing that right now. Here's Ingram on the drive. Puts up the shot, and he's got it. And the Pelicans extend their lead 13-5. And it's getting ugly early here in Charlotte. As the Pelicans already have 9 points off of turnovers right now. Charlotte with 0. Here's Rozier, gives it to Richards. Nick Richards had a nice game. 19-point game against the Spurs back on Wednesday. Hayward shot off the mark. Rebound by Valanciunas. Gives it up to Alvarado. Williamson on the drive. Goes up with it, and no foul called until very late foul is called. And it'll send Zion Williamson to the free throw line. So once again, the Pelicans find themselves at the line as the Hornets are not doing a good job here of taking these charges. As Nick Richards it's a nice play by Zion to take the charge, though. As a timeout is taken by Steve Clifford and the Charlotte Hornets, who are off to a pretty bad start here in the home opener. 13-5 is your score in Charlotte. We'll be back right after this. welcome everybody back to the Carolina Cast. If you are just joining us right now, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube to follow all live streams and updates on the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. And if you are watching on Twitch, go ahead and follow us so you can get a game day experience live. Can you all see me? Hello? Can you all see me? Hold on. I think my computer's messed up. Okay, if anyone can hear me, I'm really sorry. I don't know what just happened, but I don't know if it showed it on stream or not, but my whole PC just started lagging out like crazy, and I had to close all my tabs. So I'm really sorry anyone had to see that. I'll give you guys an update on the game in just a second. Let me just get all my stuff back up. Once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. That's never happened to me, so I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. So please give me a minute here. Please bear with me. I don't know. My computer just completely lagged out, and I lost everything that I had on here. So while I'm getting that back up, I'll give a quick update. The Pelicans have a 16-7 lead as Valanciunas just nailed a 3 for New Orleans, and they now have a 19-7 lead. So as the game is getting more out of reach, my computer is getting worse. So I don't know what just happened to my computer. Well, I know I've said it a lot. I'm very sorry for what just happened. All right, we are back. I think I've got everything back. Okay. All right. I'll get back to commentating this game as the Pelicans have a 21-10 lead over the Hornets with 5:15 to go in the first quarter. Charlotte just has not looked good this entire game. That's a problem if you want to win a big game like this, as there is a steal and a foul is called. So I don't know what they're going to say right here. Looks like a foul was called. So what are they going to say? Herb Jones went for the loose ball, and take a look at Gordon Hayward. We know he's been out since February 7th with that injury. His first game back was Wednesday night against the Spurs and that 129-102 victory. So here's Rozier for 3, and he's got it. Terry Rozier from downtown. We're going to have to see a lot of that in this game if the Hornets want to fight back and win today's game. As Ingram lost the ball, it is a steal by Charlotte. Kelly Oubre gives it to Richards. Here's Rozier. Terry Rozier going for another. And too much to ask as Rozier can't get the second one to go. Up ahead, here come the Pelicans, and the shot will go for New Orleans. As that is Trey Murphy III out of Virginia University. giving the Pelicans a 10-point lead. 23-13 is their score at the Spectrum Center. Here's Hayward on the drive. Gordon Hayward back out. McDaniels doesn't take the three. Rozier takes the three, and it's off once again as here's Brandon Ingram. Gives it up to Murphy. Murphy takes a three, and he's got it. Trey Murphy, a 5-point sequence, and the Pelicans now have a 26-13 lead as Jose Alvarado went for the steal right there, wasn't able to get it. Here's Rozier. Looking around, nobody open. Finds Hayward. Herb Jones defending. Screen by Richards. Hayward for three, and he's got it from downtown. Gordon Hayward, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and the Hornets cut the lead down to 10. 26-16 is your score. Here's Nance. He gives it to Ingram. Brandon Ingram, free throw jumper, and got it. And the Pelicans now have a 28-16 lead as this game going back and forth in points, but the Hornets find themselves down by 12. Here's Rozier. Looking for some room. Terry needs help, gives it up to Hayward. Hayward looking around the floor. Going one-on-one with Jones. Hayward makes one move, takes a shot, and he's got it inside the paint. Gordon Hayward makes it a 10-point game once again. As under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Pelicans lead the Hornets 28-18. As here's Murphy over Richards off the mark, and a rebound by Nick Richards, who gives it to Terry Rozier. Jose Alvarado trying to steal, and it goes off of Rozier and out of bounds. As Jose Alvarado is just a threat for the Hornets. And that'll take us to another TV break. The New Orleans Pelicans on a hot start offensively. The Hornets doing anything they can to fight back, but they find themselves down. 28-18 is your score from the Spectrum Center. When we come back, we will finish up the first quarter. Until then, the Pelicans lead 28-18 here in Charlotte. All right, welcome back to Hornets basketball live on the Carolina Cast as the Charlotte Hornets find themselves down by 10 with 2:42 to go in the first quarter, as it's going to be Pelicans basketball when we do get back to this game. As let's go ahead and check out the statistics, as the Pelicans have a 81.4% chance, according to ESPN, to hold on in today's game. We just started, so it's not very good. We take a look at Uptown Charlotte. And we take a look at the Hornets last season against the Pelicans. They won both of their games against New Orleans, which was the first time in franchise history. PJ Washington tied career with 7 assists on March 21st. Terry Rozier made 7 3-pointers on March 11th. And Cody Martin went 88.9% on field goal shooting versus the Pelicans, as he is now playing in tonight's game. And we take a look at James Bouknight. He's had a lot of controversial things off the court, but I feel like all those have been resolved for him, as a point was just taken away by the Hornets. It was 28-18. Now it's 17. Jose Alvarado for 3, and he's got it from downtown. So now it's 31-17, New Orleans. We're just pouring it on early. Here's Book Knight looking for somebody. Book Knight gives it up to McDaniels, who lost the ball. McDaniels gets it back. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. McDaniels on the drive, gives it to Washington. Shot clock winding down. PJ splits it in. Richards with the slam. Nick Richards, 31-19. As the Hornets just cutting the lead down as much as they can. They got to play much better defense here on this Pelicans team. Here's Nance trying to get past Richards and gives it to Ingram. Brandon Ingram backing down on Jalen McDaniels. Wide open is Alvarado for three. That's off the mark. Rebound by McDaniels. 1:35 to go in the first quarter. Washington gives it to McDaniels. Thinks about the three, puts it inside to Richards. Ball is taken away. Here come the Pelicans. Here's Murphy. He slows down the tempo and gives it to Ingram. The Hornets have 6 turnovers here in the first quarter. It's not very good. Nance takes out the shot. He lost it. No foul called. And it'll remain Pelicans ball. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. The Pelicans have a 31-19 lead. Alvarado throws it in, gives it to Murphy. Trey Murphy for three, and he's got it from downtown. And the Pelicans extend their lead as Trey Murphy's off to an outstanding start for New Orleans. Here's Book Knight, gives it to Washington. Washington looking for some space, picks up his dribble, gives it to McDaniels. Good ball moving by the Hornets. Here's Book Knight. He's looking for room, and a foul called on New Orleans. So it'll remain Hornets basketball, as it looks like Jalen McDaniels will throw it in for Charlotte. 34-19 is your score. 56 seconds remain in the first quarter, as Jalen McDaniels will throw it in for Charlotte. So we have just under a minute left in the first. Here's Richards, gives it to Washington. Back to Dennis Smith for three, and his first shot of the night is in. Smith from downtown, and the Hornets now trail 34-22. So here are the final seconds of the first quarter. Here's Alvarado on the drive. Tough layup, and he's fouled once again. And the Pelicans, they find themselves at the free throw line again. As these fouls are starting to get a little bit ridiculous for the Hornets. It's just keeping the Pelicans ahead and ahead. As Jose Alvarado at the free throw line for the Pelicans, it's just been an outstanding defender. We'll see what we can do at the line. As Alvarado's first free throw is off. So it'll stay 34-22. Here comes the second free throw from Alvarado. And that barely falls. So now the Pelicans have a 35-22 lead under 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. As here is Dennis Smith trying to get free. Smith inside the paint. No look pass to McDaniels, who lays it in for Charlotte. And it is cut down to an 11-point deficit with 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Pelicans have a 35-24 lead. As here is Alvarado trying to take on Smith. This is a three in the corner by Murphy. That's an air ball. Rebound by Book Knight. And the Hornets are going to take the last shot here. Book Knight on the drive. Going all the way. Won't get it. And actually the Pelicans are going to take the last shot. Here's Valanciunas. Gives it up. Trey Murphy for three. No good. And that is the end of the first quarter. The New Orleans Pelicans start off big on offense. And the Hornets can't really say the same. 35-24 is your score at the end of the first quarter. When we come back, we'll discuss the takeaways of this first quarter before we get into the second quarter of tonight's game. New Orleans 35, Charlotte 24. You're watching live on the Carolina Cast. And we are back. It is the end of the first quarter, but the second quarter is about to be underway. Let's go ahead and check out some of the things we need to know from the first quarter. Is one thing, Jose Alvarado can play defense, as we all knew that. He's very good with his turnover game. He's able to steal the ball from literally anyone. He is so sneaky with stealing the ball from players. As we are back for the second quarter, let's get things started. The Pelicans lead 35-24, and Zion Williamson is going to extend that lead for the Pelicans, make it 37-24, as Williamson puts it in the paint for New Orleans. As here is Dennis Smith, gives it to Terry Rozier. Hornets need to get on a hot streak on offense. They want to put themselves back in this game. Here's Washington. Looking around, and he throws it in no man's land, and Terry Rozier saved it. Oh, okay. Terry, long three. Had to get it off before the shot clock expired, and it's just short. And here come the Pelicans. Devontae Graham, the former Hornet, has it. Gives it up to McCollum. CJ McCollum, 2-point jumper off the mark, and a rebound by Nick Richards. And here's Terry Rozier. James Bouknight, top of the key three, is left short, and a rebound by McCollum. And the Pelicans take over once again. Rozier defending. Nick Richards defending Zion Williamson. Williamson gets inside the paint. Wide open is Will Murphy for three off the mark. Trey Murphy, I beg your pardon. And this is Dennis Smith who brings it up for Charlotte. He's going to drive on McCollum, gives it up. Good ball movement by the Hornets. Thought to bring it back to the top of the key with Dennis Smith. Nick Richards sets a screen. Back to Richards on the drive, and he lays it in. And the Hornets cut it to a 11-point deficit. 37-26 is your score from the Spectrum Center. Here's Williamson on the drive. Going over Richards, left it just short, and a rebound by Nick Richards. And Dennis Smith brings it up for Charlotte. Here's Rozier. Terry Rozier and the Hornets trying to turn this into points. PJ cannot connect on the three-pointer. And here comes Devontae Graham and the Pelicans coming the other way. Graham fakes out the three. McCollum fakes out another three. McCollum 2-point jumper, and he's got it inside the paint. The Pelicans now lead 39-26. Under 9:30 to go in the second quarter. Hornets down by 13. Here's Rozier. Tough shot inside the paint, and it will fall. Terry Rozier, 2-pointer, and it's cut to an 11-point deficit once again, 39-28. The Hornets are doing anything to get back into this game. Willie back out to Williamson. No look pass. Devontae Graham for three, and he's got it from downtown. And the Hornets defense just not able to get anything done to put the Hornets offense in position to score points and get back in this game, as the Pelicans now have a 42-28 lead. Here's Rozier. Finds Bouknight. Top of the key three. Off the mark, and a rebound by McCollum. CJ McCollum on the drive. Gives it up. Here's Willie over Richards, and off the mark, rebound Dennis Smith. And the Hornets, this is actually a big possession right here. I think they need to score. They need to get something going. Here's Smith. Takes the 2-point jumper, and once again, no good. Rebound by the Pelicans. 8:30 to go in the first half. The Pelicans have a 42-28 lead. Here's McCollum on the drive, and Nick Richards couldn't get high enough to deflect it, and a timeout is taken as the Pelicans now have a 44-28 lead on the Hornets. As this game is getting uglier by the moment. Charlotte still trying to keep hope alive. When we come back, the Hornets, they trail the Pelicans. 44-28 is your score. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to the Carolina Cast. Although the Pelicans have a 44-28 lead over the Charlotte Hornets, that doesn't mean you cannot subscribe to the Carolina Cast. Feel free to. You can get all live updates on the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. And all these live streams will be on YouTube. And if you're watching on Twitch, follow us there for all live streams on the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. As we are back to this game, the Hornets have dug themselves in a early hole as they now trail 44-28. Let's get right back to it. Let's see if Charlotte can finally respond with something. As here is Terry Rozier with the ball on the drive. Rozier finds space and one. Terry Rozier, an outstanding play and a great job by Rozier keeping balance till the very end, till the ball is able to drop. As he'll go to the free throw line for the and one play. And that's just what the Hornets need coming out of a tough timeout break with Steve Clifford and company. As let me go and check out the comment section. How are you doing tonight, Sean? We got some Pelicans and Hornets action on the Carolina Cast as there is Terry Rozier on the free throw. Oh, wait, that's Cam. Oh, wait, that's you, Cam. Okay, I just figured it out. CJ McCollum inside to Williamson. Back out to Graham, and he'll set it up. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Devontae Graham takes a three, and it's off the mark. A rebound by Plumlee, and Rozier brings it up for Charlotte. Terry Rozier. Oh, an outstanding move. McDaniels for three, and he's got it from downtown. And here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier to Jalen McDaniels for a long three. It's a 10-point game. 7:30 to go in the first half. As Graham fires back with a three off the mark. Rebound by McDaniels. And here comes Charlotte. Here's Plumlee. Looking for somebody. Plumlee inside Hayward. Gordon Hayward baseline. Open Terry Rozier for three. And it's an air ball. Heat check by the Hornets. 7 minutes to go. Here come the Pelicans in transition. Devontae Graham to CJ McCollum. Back to Graham. Inside to Williamson. Oh, we got to get high for that one. Zion Williamson. No good. The tip is good by Willie, and the Pelicans now have a 46-34 lead. How are you doing tonight, Nishan? I know you're my big Carolina Panthers fan. As we got, once again, I was saying, we got Hornets action on the Carolina Cast tonight. Hayward, tough shot in the corner. He's got it. Baseline jumper by Gordon Hayward. It's back to a 10-point game. Here's Williamson backing down on McDaniels. This is a pass to Murphy. Trey Murphy on the drive, and he missed the dunk. Williamson can come up with the rebound. Murphy does. Murphy wants his dunk back, and he will not get his dunk back. And here comes Charlotte. Plumlee inside. Hayward lays it in, and the Hornets have made this a single-digit deficit. 46-38. The Hornets were down 44-28 in the last break we took. Now, a complete scoreboard change. 46-38. The Charlotte Hornets are slowly climbing back into this game as we're going to stay on here just because we recently took a break. Here come the Charlotte Hornets. As I'm going to check out chat here. The Hornets are coming back. We've got this. We've got this. That is a huge swing for Charlotte and the huge run that they had to get on. They want to get back in this game, and they were able to do so. So now we have a 46-38 game. Charlotte down by 8. Pelicans call a timeout. It's the first time they've used their timeout in today's game. And I'm going to go here and check out the stat board while we are waiting for the game to come back. 6:07 to go in the first half. Let's go and check out the Charlotte Hornets stats for this game as Gordon Hayward. Kind of surprising when I hear this. Man already has 11 points in this game. It's an outstanding start for Gordon Hayward. Terry Rozier has 8 points. He's 3 for 11 shooting, though, so got to work on that. But I feel like the biggest problem in this game is that the New Orleans Pelicans have been to the free throw line so many times for no reason. Like, bro, it does not make sense. They've been at the free throw line so much. You see Zion Williamson's made the free throw line. Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas, Jose Alvarado. all those guys keep getting to the free throw line. And honestly, that's why it's 46-38 right now. It would be pretty much a tie game if we took out some of those free throw shots. So Charlotte has been much better with that ever since that was happening early in the first quarter. Now they only find themselves down by 8. So let's see. I am not short. Y'all, I am 5'4". I'm 5'5". I don't know what he's just taller than me. That's why. That's why he's saying that. I am not short. Don't listen to him. Do not listen to him. Okay. 46-38 as we are back at the Spectrum Center. We can see LaMelo Ball in the huddle right there. He's not in uniform for tonight's game. Was not in uniform Wednesday night. Still suffering with that left ankle sprain injury. As the Hornets' next home game will be Saturday night next week against the Golden State Warriors, a.k.a. the defending world champions. So we'll be hosting Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors here at the Spectrum Center. As we're looking at the last play, Mason Plumlee bringing up the ball in transition. He finds Gordon Hayward for the nice play. And now the Hornets down by 8. Let's see if they can keep the defense up and get themselves back into this game. Ingram gives it up to McCollum. That's a quick 3, top of the key, off the mark, and a rebound by Gordon Hayward. As, yes, we know you're 5'7". Here's Rozier. Looking for space. Terry Rozier. 5:45 in the first half. Rozier. Oubre. Kelly Oubre on the drive. Nobody's available. Tough shot. Oubre's got it! And it's a 6-point game here in Charlotte. And the Hornets are just scoring and scoring, doing anything they can to get back into this game. And it's Hornets basketball. How about this? How about this? Here comes Charlotte. As you can see, Pelicans bench not pleased. As that is... Oh, did that go off of... It is a backcourt violation and it's Hornets basketball. So here's Hayward. Gordon Hayward. Looking for somebody. Finds the speedy Terry Rozier. Back to Hayward on the drive. Gordon Hayward. Oubre fakes. Oubre, 2-point jumper. And he's got it again. It's a 4-point game in Charlotte. We were down by 20. And now the Hornets are on a 14-2 run in the last 3 minutes. As they trail by 4. Charlotte looking for their first lead of the game. Here's Ingram. Gives it to McCollum. CJ McCollum on the drive. Layup, and he's got it. Might have spoke too soon about the lead part. As the Pelicans now go up 48-42. Here's Rozier. Terry gets a screen. Terry, no look pass to Plumlee. Plumlee inside Hayward, and looked like CJ McCollum stepped out of bounds with the basketball, so it'll remain Hornets ball. So go back to that Kelly Oubre. Completely fakes out Brandon Ingram, steps into an easier shot and takes the 2. Kelly Oubre, 4 straight points in the last 2 possessions. So 2 buckets and 2 drives. 4:33 to go in the first half. Pelicans have a 48-42 lead. Here's Hayward, gives it into Plumlee. 12 on the shot clock. McDaniels looking around, gives it to Smith. Dennis Smith needs help right here. 5 on the shot clock. Dennis Smith on the drive, and it goes off. Looked like it went off of a Pelicans player. Let's see it again. Looked like it went off Najee Marshall, and it did. So 1.8 seconds for the Hornets. They got to get a quick shot off. Oubre, catch, shoot, and he's got it again! Kelly Oubre! Woo! Kelly Oubre is heating up for Charlotte. 48-44, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Valanciunas to McCollum. CJ McCollum, all the tempo is on the Hornets side. Ingram, and he tries to take it back with the lay at the rim. 50-44, under 4 minutes to go. Here's Smith. Looking for room, gives it up to McDaniels. Oubre. And bad pass, but Plumlee ends up with it. Back to Hayward. Shot clock winding down. Good pass to Plumlee. Inside McDaniels. And the Hornets not able to get the bucket. as Valanciunas with the rebound. Here come the Pelicans in transition. McCollum, tough shot and one. It looks like the run is coming to an end for Charlotte as the Pelicans are taking back their lead. It's an 8-point game, and now CJ McCollum is going to the free throw line after the and one shot over, I believe, Jalen McDaniels, and it was Jalen McDaniels. So here's CJ McCollum at the free throw line. 3:30 to go in the first half. If you are watching right now, we will have a Carolina Cast halftime show, so please stay tuned for that. And if you are new, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube for exclusive content on the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. And if you're watching on Twitch, for all the live streams of the Hornets and the Panthers, go ahead and follow us right there. As here's Gordon Hayward. Takes a tough shot, nearly an up and down, but he's able to get it out. Dennis Smith inside. Oubre lost the ball. Tried to get a foul out of it. He won't. Here's McCollum. The Pelicans are starting to take over this game again. Inside to Williamson, inside the paint, and Zion Williamson just bigger body over Dennis Smith. And now the Pelicans have a 55-44 lead. 11-point lead for New Orleans. And the Hornets' run is starting to be cut down again. Can they get a quick bucket here? Smith. Tough shot, and it's short. Rebound by Valanciunas. And here come the Pelicans again. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ingram. Settles for the 2-point jumper. Short. Rebound Nick Richards. And here comes Charlotte. Oubre. On the drive. Slows it down. Dennis Smith thought about the three. Now he's going to give it to Hayward. Gordon Hayward. 2:25 to go in the first half. Gordon Hayward in trouble. Gives it up. McDaniels not able to hold on to it. And it's going to be Pelicans basketball as McDaniels not able to make the catch. New Orleans takes over. I mean, if you're Jalen McDaniels right there, you got to be able to catch the ball. So, not the best play for Charlotte. Here's McCollum. Gives it to Valanciunas. To Williamson. 2:10 to go in the first half. Williamson, tough play. And shot won't fall, but Valanciunas tips it back in. 57-44 as the Pelicans just taking this game away once again. Can the Hornets respond? McDaniels on the drive. Tough shot, won't go. Another rebound won't go. Here comes CJ McCollum and the Pelicans. Williamson on the drive and lays it in. And if I'm Steve Clifford, I'll call timeout right here. Down by 15 now. 11-0 run for the Pelicans in the past 2 minutes after the Hornets cut it down to a 4-point lead or deficit. Hayward on the drive. Trying to make a move and stolen away by Williamson. Pelicans have the numbers. Williamson gets fouled. Actually, no, he does not get fouled. You're just going to say it's Pelicans ball. He tried to draw the foul right there. Did not work out. It's Terry Rozier. Oh, that's definitely not a foul. That they saw that was a mini flop by Zion Williamson. Jose Alvarado to throw it in. 59-44. 1:24 to go in the first half. So we await the result of the second quarter. We're going to have to take another 84 seconds as Larry Nance Jr. throws it off of Nick Richards. It looked like Lance stepped out of bounds, then threw it off of Richards. So I think it's Hornets basketball. Williamson is an outstanding player, I know. Zion is just unstoppable. He was just like this at Duke. It's good to see him back in his old form. But he's given the Hornets problems right there. And on all these plays, so they need to figure it out. Rozier to McDaniels. Wide open, top of the key, three, and he's got it. Jalen McDaniels from downtown. And the Hornets make it a 12-point deficit. 59-47. 68 seconds remaining in the first half. And clock stops. The camera's on Jalen McDaniels right here. I don't know if they're calling timeout or what the situation is. We're looking at Larry Nance Jr. now, who's having an argument with the refs. So now it's a technical foul, and Terry Rozier's taking a free throw by himself, and he's got it. Wow, so technical foul called on Larry Nance Jr. after Jalen McDaniels' three. So now we get the free throw, and it is Pelicans ball. 59-48, 68 seconds. Here's Alvarado. Rozier defending. And we hit the 1 minute mark here in the first half. Here's Nance. Gives it to Williamson. Zion Williamson on takeover mode. Gets inside the paint. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound by Rozier. And here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier. Behind the back. And lays it in for Charlotte. And one. Terry Rozier. An outstanding play. And he'll go back to the free throw line to try and make this an 8-point deficit for Charlotte. As the Hornets have been playing the comeback game the entire time, but they've put themselves in contention. As Terry Rozier, he takes the hit on Nance, and he gets the shot to go. As Terry's just pretty much been the carry for the Hornets. Terry has been the carry for the Hornets this entire 2 games so far. Him and Gordon Hayward just because of the LaMelo Ball injury. Terry Rozier at the free throw line, and he drills it. 59-51. We've got 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. In the second quarter, first half. Hornets are on a 7-0 run in the last 30 seconds. So it's just been runs here in the second quarter. Ingram, tough shot. And he rattles it in over Jalen McDaniels. And the Pelicans now have a double-digit lead once again. 61-51. Rozier picks up the ball, 25 seconds. There is a 5-second difference with the shot clock and the game clock. We will have a Carolina Cast halftime show, so stay tuned for that. Here we go. Rozier. He asked for the screen from Richards. One-on-one. Rozier gives it up. Hayward takes the top of the key 3, left it short. Rebound by Ingram. The Pelicans are going to get the last shot. McCollum. Step back 3 at the buzzer. In and out. And we will go to halftime. As at the half, the Pelicans have a 61-51 lead over the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, not bad for how it was for Charlotte. Only find themselves down by 10. Got to play better second half. We'll come back with all the details. Until then, we're going quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will have the Carolina Cast halftime show. You're watching live from Charlotte. Alrighty, welcome back to the Carolina Cast as we have our live halftime show at the Spectrum Center. Your Charlotte Hornets trail the New Orleans Pelicans 61-51, but they look pretty strong in the second half. Well, hopefully in the second half. But they're looking pretty strong in that second quarter right there on multiple runs for Charlotte. Let's see if they can get things going. Until then, let's go ahead and check out our box score for tonight's game. As the leading scorer for the Hornets tonight, Terry Rozier, 4 for 12 shooting, 1 for 5 from downtown. Not the best stat line, but he's 3 for 3 at the free throw line. He's got 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal. And he's also got 2 blocks to go with that. In total of 12 points. And Gordon Hayward also having a nice performance for the Hornets. 5 for 9 shooting, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. And he's got 4 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. So those are the 2 big players for the Charlotte Hornets. They're key players that the Hornets need to keep on the court. And we can go and check out the Pelicans stat line. Looks very good. As Jonas Valanciunas is actually their leading scorer for tonight's game with 14 points. Brandon Ingram with 12. Zion Williamson, I know this sounds like he has 7, but if you have been watching the game on Bally Sports, Zion Williamson has played much better to have 7 points, I feel like. He's got 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. Just watching him play, so athletic, and he's able to find the open shot each and every time. So he's played an outstanding game despite having 7 points in the first half, which is still fairly good. And we can check out the Pelicans bench here. Trey Murphy III is having an outstanding game. The rookie out of Virginia University has put up 8 points for himself, along with a rebound and a steal in tonight's game. As we know, LaMelo Ball, Charlotte's key player, is out. I mean, this is a big what if he was playing right now. Hornets are down by 10 without LaMelo. We can check out the team scoring right here. The Pelicans scored 35 in the first quarter, proceeded to score 26 in the second. Hornets had 24 in the first and 27 in the second. And that's how these two teams get 61-51. And, I mean, the Hornets have played a much better second quarter, you can say. Their defense in the first quarter was way off, and they were able to fight back in the second quarter. The points got a little bit better. I'm only 3 more points than the first quarter, but it's still much better than what it was, and the Hornets had to do that and had to make an adjustment on defense. They were able to do so. Let's go ahead and check out the game cast here for today's game. We can look at some of the stat lines, according to win probability, all of that from ESPN. So the win probability for this game, the Pelicans have a 83% chance to hold on in tonight's game. As going into this game, the Hornets had a 58% chance. So we already see the difference. And the line on this game was the Pelicans by 6.5. That is still looking fairly strong here at halftime. But something we need to talk about are the Charlotte Hornets turnovers. They have been brutal in the first half. 9 turnovers for Charlotte, 6 of them coming in the first quarter. So the Hornets had a very sloppy first quarter on offense and defense. We're losing the ball a lot, turning the ball over multiple times. We're letting easy steals slip by them. Couldn't even catch the ball at one point. So Charlotte had a very struggling first quarter. They were able to fight back offensively and defensively in the second quarter. Still puts them down by 10, but that's much better than being down by 20 or 30. So the Hornets have to take what they have into the second half. As when we come back, we will continue the Carolina Cast halftime show. Until then, the Pelicans lead the Hornets. 61-51 is your score at halftime. Welcome back to the Carolina Cast as we remain on halftime break here. You can check out the scoreboard. The Pelicans have a 61-51 lead over the Charlotte Hornets. As nothing really has changed in the predictions of this game so far. It's just looked like how we expected it to be with a Pelican lead at halftime. And just all sorts of problems for the Hornets in this game. First of all, they don't have their star player. They haven't had him so far this entire season. I know there's only been 2 games, but did not have him to start off the season either. And now you don't have him in this game. And this is a very important game for the Hornets. Trying to start the year off 2-0. They started off the last season 3-0. And just like that was the first time in franchise history that the Hornets started off 3-0. Nearly started off 4-0 if it weren't for an overtime loss last year to the Boston Celtics. So the Hornets want to get off to another hot start. They ended last year with a 43-39 record. So you can already see, like, the Hornets are a very even team in their record, and we want to be better than that this season. As we check out these Southeast standings, the Miami Heat are taking on the Boston Celtics right now. As I can check out the game, the Heat trail by 8. So if they lose this game, they start off the year 0-2. I don't want to start up anything too early, but it's not the best start. The Magic are taking on the Hawks in a Southeast divisional rivalry game, and the Magic actually have an 8-point lead over Atlanta. And the Wizards are leading the they are leading the Bulls 56-50 at halftime. So from what it looks like, the Hornets, if they're able to hold on in this game, which I know they're down by 10, so they're not in the best position, they do find a way to win this game. They can stay on top of the Southeast Conference. You can see New Orleans trying to stay on top of their conference as the Mavericks are right behind them in second place. Dallas does not play tonight. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. Yes, Dallas is not playing tonight. And then we could see some other team. Everyone else 0-1. Yeah, so Dallas is 0-1, Houston 0-1, and San Antonio 0-1. Memphis is 1-0, and the Grizzlies play. Actually, they're about to tip off against the Rockets. Okay, so Houston, both of those teams, Houston 0-1 and Memphis 1-0. So both of those teams fighting. And I know, like this is a whole joke. I'm saying that the Hornets are number 1 in the Eastern Conference. Like it was the first game of the season. I mean, it's good to look at it like that. I hope. I mean, there's a very small chance, but I hope we can keep that stat line throughout the season, or at least stay up there for a good amount of time. I know it's very unlikely for the Charlotte Hornets, but if we're able to, that'll look very good, as we want to turn into more of a team, a playoff contending team. Because for 2 straight seasons, the Charlotte Hornets have made the play-in tournament, have gotten the 10th seed, and gotten absolutely blown out by their opponent. 2 years ago, lost by 40 to the Indiana Pacers, and then proceeded to lose by 30 last year to the Atlanta Hawks. Both of those season 10 seed. James Borrego was the coach at the time. We let him go in the offseason and then hired Steve Clifford. But I feel like the biggest story of the Charlotte Hornets this season is that we hired Kenny Atkinson, who's the assistant coach of the Golden State Warriors. And Kenny Atkinson decided to back out of the deal 2 or 3 days after allegedly signing the contract. So the Charlotte Hornets were on their search once again. It only came down to a couple more candidates, and Mike D'Antoni or maybe even Steve Clifford bring him back. This is his second stint right now with the Charlotte Hornets, as he coached the team back in the Kemba Walker days in 2014. So he has experience. So they wanted to bring in a guy like him in. And I feel like it can help the team out, but I mean, we really wanted a guy like Mike D'Antoni. At least I did. See, the only reason I wanted Mike D'Antoni was because, first of all, he took the Houston Rockets to the Western Conference Finals and turned James Harden into the MVP of the league. And I was hoping he could do the same, maybe turn a young LaMelo Ball into a star player. I'm not saying MVP of the league, but turn LaMelo Ball into a stud. He's only 21 years old. Obviously, he's injured at the moment. But Dan Antoni, he has experience turning young players into stars like he did with James Harden. I was hoping if we hired him, he could do the same with Charlotte. Instead, we went with Steve Clifford. And I don't hate the Steve Clifford move. I know it was time to move on from James Borrego, so I'm happy we were able to do that. But I feel like the Steve Clifford move was like that was actually good for the organization just because we have experience with this head coach. So we want to bring in a guy who has the experience, and I feel like that's what Michael Jordan wanted to do with his Charlotte Hornets team. Anyways, the start of the third quarter is upcoming. The Pelicans lead the Hornets 61-51, and when we come back, the first 12 minutes of action in the second half will begin. We'll be back really quickly, right after this. And that's all we needed, as we are back for the third quarter. The Hornets are down by 10. As we can check out the player comparison from Wednesday against the Nets for Zion Williamson at 25 points. So far tonight, he's got 7. He's got 3 rebounds tonight, finished with 9 rebounds on Wednesday. Obviously, there's still plenty of time for him to get that stat line here as we are underway in the second half of this game. Pelicans up 61-51. Here's Valanciunas inside to Williamson, as that layup is already off the mark, and they're going to stop it after Gordon Hayward has the rebound. I'm not sure what they stopped it for. It's a late foul. But he didn't even touch him. What? I don't know what the call was. I really don't understand that. Zion Williamson at the free throw line, and he misses the first free throw. I even knew this at Duke because Zion isn't the best free throw shooter. As you can see it right there. So he misses the first free throw. And for anyone curious, if you're watching on Bally Sports, why there's a number 6 on each jersey, as the NBA is representing the late legend Bill Russell, who's an outstanding player for the Boston Celtics. He passed away late July. So that's why each and every NBA team is just showing their feelings and representing him in each game of the season. For anyone wondering why they're wearing number 6. As Williamson lost the ball, he turns it over, and it's going to be Hornets basketball. As if you're wondering, Williamson did go 1 for 2 at the line. 62-51 is your score. Terry Rozier for 3, and that is an outstanding way to start the second half as Rozier connects from beyond the arc. 62-54. It is an 8-point game and a steal. Here comes Oubre. Hornets with numbers. Oubre on the drive, and he cannot finish the play. And the Pelicans, here they come the other way around. McCollum slows it down. CJ McCollum, now he decides to go fast. 2-point jumper, and he's got it. CJ McCollum finds space, gets the jumper, and now the Pelicans have a double-digit lead. Once again, 64-54. Rozier gives it up to Hayward. Hayward looking for some room. Might want to take him one-on-one. Instead finds Rozier, corner 3, and it is short. Rebound by Washington. Puts it up, left that one short. And Valanciunas saves it for the Pelicans. Here they come. Ingram. Oubre taking him on. Ingram backing down. Finding space inside the paint's on the ground, and a foul is called on Charlotte. Looked like Ingram just fell right there. I don't think that was a foul on the Hornets, but they're going to call one. I don't like the call at all. I think that's a bad call. Looked like Ingram just tried to fall right there. It's not going to send him to the free throw line. It's just going to stay Pelicans ball. McCollum throws it in. Gives it to Valanciunas, who thought about the 3, isn't going to take it. Ingram backing down on Oubre. Ingram takes a 2-point jumper off the mark, and a rebound by Valanciunas. Saves it. McCollum, a 3, and he's got it from downtown. CJ McCollum. And the Pelicans are extending their lead. The Hornets cannot fall behind right now. Cannot get up to a bad second half start, as Possession is called dead. It'll stay with the Hornets. 67-54 is your score. Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gordon Hayward will throw it in. Yep, he does. Here's Rozier. Terry Rozier finds Hayward. Gordon Hayward. And gives it into Plumlee. Back out to Rozier. No look pass. PJ Washington in the corner, and he's got it from downtown. And the Hornets respond with a three of their own. PJ Washington, it is a 10-point lead here. Charlotte Oubre extends the arm. It goes out of bounds. So nice defensive play by Kelly Oubre. He's just not able to hold on to the ball. So we got to that play where Plumlee found Rozier, then the no-look pass to PJ in the corner. Who's got it? That was nothing but net from PJ Washington. Here's Valanciunas. Gives it to Williamson. Zion on the drive. Lost it. Goes off of Plumlee and will stay with New Orleans. Shot clock stays at 11. 9:23 to go in the third quarter. Pelicans lead the Hornets 67-57. The Hornets trail by 10. Here is McCollum. He'll throw it in. And he gives it to Ingram. Here's Valanciunas. Back to Ingram. Oubre defending. Ingram looking. He's got to make a shot here. Takes the tough shot, and he's got it. Brandon Ingram inside the paint. The 2-point jumper goes. And the Pelicans now have a 12-point lead here. Here's Rozier. Finding space under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hornets trailing by 12. Oubre takes a three, and he's got it. Top of the key three-pointer by Kelly Oubre. And it is now a single-digit lead for the Pelicans. Williamson lost it, and a foul is committed by Charlotte. 69-60 your score. It's a single-digit lead for New Orleans after the Kelly Oubre three. 8:39 to go in the third quarter. Ingram throws it in, gives it to Valanciunas. Valanciunas gives it to Williamson on the drive. Zion Williamson lays it in. And it is now 71-60 New Orleans. Here's Rozier to Oubre. Thought about another three. He won't take it. Now gives it to Rozier. Terry in some trouble. Finds Plumlee. Mason Plumlee backing down. Kelly Oubre gets rejected on the three by Herb Jones. As Oubre not able to release it in time, it'll stay with Charlotte. So go back to Zion Williamson just using his athleticism over Mason Plumlee to get the bucket. Plumlee gives it back to Hayward. Gordon Hayward on the drive. Back to Plumlee, backing down. Mason Plumlee, and he gets the shot to go. Single-digit lead once again. 71-62, your score from the Spectrum Center with under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Williamson driving on Washington. Zion, tough shot, and he got it again. And a timeout is called as the Hornets are going to need to find a way to stop Zion Williamson. He is on fire. 73-62 is your score. We'll be back after this. As actually I'm at the end it right there. We did not go on commercial break. Instead, Terry Rozier just took a free throw with nobody there once again. That's the second time in this game. So now it's 73-63, and it's Hornets basketball. So here's Rozier, gives it to Plumlee, back to Rozier, fakes out the three, steps in for a two, and he's got it. It's an 8-point lead for the Pelicans, 73-65. As I'm going to have to change the scoreboard because this game is not on commercial break. As here's Valanciunas, tough shot, and he's got it inside the paint over Mason Plumlee. 75-65. Here's Rozier. Back to Plumlee. Mason Plumlee takes the shot. That's off the mark. And here is Ingram. Brandon Ingram backing down. Oubre took a hit. No foul is called. Valanciunas has thought about the three. He's not going to take it. Williamson lost the ball, has to get back on it, and it is taken away by Plumlee. Hornets have numbers. Hayward, Oubre, three-pointer, and it's an air ball. Rebound by Rozier. Missed the layup. Put back, no. And a rebound by Herb Jones. And CJ McCollum brings it up. McCollum wide open for three, and he's got it. Bad defense by the Hornets, and now the Pelicans have a 78-65 lead. Under 6:30 to go in the third quarter, and a timeout is now taken by Steve Clifford. So the Hornets are still down by double digits. They're still fighting back into this game. But 78-65 is your score. Your Hornets trailing by 13 at the Spectrum Center. And welcome back to the Carolina Cast as we are here midway through the third quarter. The Pelicans have a 78-65 lead over the Charlotte Hornets. As we're taking a view here at LaMelo Ball on the sideline, as we're hoping he'll be back sooner than later for the Hornets. Gordon Hayward will throw it in for Charlotte. And have to redo it again. Hornets down by 13. The closest this game has been is a 4-point deficit for Charlotte, as they got to get back on another run if they want to make it close again. Halfway through the third quarter, Gordon Hayward to throw it in, and he finds Jalen McDaniels. Gives it back to Hayward. Screen by Plumlee. Hayward inside to Plumlee, and Mason Plumlee make way for the big man. Plumlee with the slam. 78-67. It is an 11-point game here in Charlotte. Oubre going for the steal. Won't get it from Ingram. Ingram makes a move to back off. Here comes a screen by Valanciunas. Ingram on the drive. Tough layup, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Mason Plumlee called for the foul. As once again, the Pelicans have done a great job tonight of getting to the free throw line. As we look at Raise the Roof here, we saw Mason Plumlee make way inside the paint. Nobody's home. And he's able to make an 11-point game. Brandon Ingram trying to add on to it at the free throw line as he nails the first free throw. 79-67. 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Your Charlotte Hornets have never led in today's game, and they're going to have to lead soon if they want to come out on top. Ingram goes 2 for 2 at the line. 80-67 is your score in Charlotte. As here's Rozier. Jose Alvarado defending. Gives it to Hayward. Hayward on the drive. Gordon Hayward and lays it in. An outstanding play by Gordon Hayward makes it 80-69. As here's Valanciunas. Up ahead to Ingram. Brandon Ingram lost the ball, and it is a rebound by the Hornets. Here comes Charlotte. They have the numbers. Gordon Hayward wide open under the net and lays it in. And now 80-71 is their score, and the Pelicans are not going to let anything bad happen here, and they're going to immediately call a timeout. It looks like the tempo is starting to head on the Charlotte side. 80-71, the Hornets find themselves with a single-digit deficit to the Pelicans. Down by 9. Hornets trying to make a comeback. We'll be back after this. And we are back live on the Carolina Cast. The Hornets are down by 9 here in Uptown Charlotte. They're making the comeback. They're trying as much. They're doing everything they can to stay in this game, as we have just under 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. There's still plenty of time for the Hornets to come back and win this game. But will they be able to do so is the question. We head back onto the court here. It'll be Pelicans ball after they call timeout. As once again, it looked like the Hornets, like the momentum switched to their side again. The Pelicans have done a good job calling timeouts when the momentum immediately switches, as Brandon Ingram brings it up for New Orleans. Once again, the Hornets have never led in tonight's game. They're trying to become 2-0 on the season, as charge called on Mason Plumlee. And this is going to send Jonas Valanciunas to the free throw line. Okay. Go ahead and update the scoreboard right here. We've had it on New Orleans side this entire game. It was equal to start. It was 2-2. That was the closest the game has ever been. Valanciunas at the free throw line. And the first one is rattled into the nets, making it a double-digit lead once again for the Pelicans. They lead 81-71. Valanciunas on the second free throw. And he goes 2 for 2 at the line. Pelicans now lead 82-71 as Dennis Smith checks into the game for Charlotte. Here's Smith trying to get away from Jose Alvarado. Smith looking for somebody open. Gives it to Hayward. Gordon Hayward fakes out the three. Now on the drive. Hayward, tough shot, lost it, and Valanciunas has the rebound. He gives it to Ingram. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brandon Ingram backing down, lost the ball, and it is stolen by Oubre. Here come the Hornets. They have the numbers. Hayward on the drive, lays it in. And it is a single-digit deficit once again, 82-73. 4:40 to go in the third. Murphy gives it to Alvarado. Alvarado inside to Valanciunas. Double team by Oubre and Plumlee. Lost the ball and a foul was called on Oubre. He's played a little bit too aggressive. So go back to that play. It was Dennis Smith who knocked it out, then Oubre had to give it up. And it was a 3-on-1 for Charlotte. Herb Jones had no shot at stopping that. Valanciunas is at the free throw line once again. Second time he's here in the past minute. Went 2 for 2. As he starts off with a good one right here, making it a double-digit lead once again. 83-73. 4:34 to go in the third quarter as James Bouknight and Nick Richards checking in the game for Charlotte. Kelly Oubre will take a break. As here is Valanciunas on the second free throw. Trying to make this an 11-point game. And Jonas Valanciunas is able to do so. 84-73. Here is Smith. He is guarded by Alvarado. And he gets away. Gives it to Hayward. Hayward on the drive. Gordon Hayward, 2-point jumper, and he's got it at the free throw line. Gordon Hayward, another bucket for Charlotte. 84-75 is your score. Here's Ingram. Bouknight defending. He gives it to Valanciunas. Backing down on Richards. Tough shot, and Jonas Valanciunas is going to the free throw line once again. As Nick Richards this time commits the foul. It does not make sense how many times Valanciunas is getting to the line. It's a ridiculous amount of times. Here's Valanciunas at the free throw line. His first free throw is good. He's got that one. Makes it 85-75. There's a second free throw by Valanciunas. And this is the problem with the Hornets right now. They're getting buckets, but then we keep finding Jonas Valanciunas at the free throw line. And this is how the Pelicans just keep extending their lead as Valanciunas is getting free shots. He did miss the second free throw, so it stays 85-75. McDaniels gives it to Bouknight. Bouknight leaves it for Smith. Here's Hayward. 2-point jumper. Gordon Hayward. Hits the back iron, rebound by Trey Murphy. Murphy's had a nice game off the bench for the Pelicans. Here's Alvarado. Screen and gives it back out. Valanciunas fakes out the three. Alvarado takes the three over Bouknight off the mark. Rebound by Dennis Smith, who's got it for the Hornets. Smith on the drive. Going all the way around, takes it back out. Hayward. As for the screen. Won't be able to get it. Now gets it. McDaniels, corner three, and he's got it. Jalen McDaniels, a big three for Charlotte, makes it 85-78. As the Hornets are climbing their way into this game. Valanciunas backing down on Richards, and he's got it to go. It's that time the Hornets played soft. They didn't want Valanciunas to get back to the line. So it's going to go and give him the points. 87-78. Valanciunas has 23 points, 9 of them coming this quarter. 7 out of those 9 points have come from the free throw line in the past 3 minutes. Here is a three for Charlotte, and he's got it from downtown. A big three for Dennis Smith, and the Hornets now trail by 6, 87-81. And the Hornets are climbing back by the second. Here's Jones. Herb Jones. Looking for someone, gives it to Ingram. Dennis Smith defending. Ingram backing down. Kicks it back out. Alvarado makes a move. Looking for someone. Shot clock winding down. Valanciunas backing down. And he does not have the shot. Goes off of Bouknight. And is going to stay with the Pelicans as James Bouknight cannot handle it for Charlotte. Goes out of bounds and it'll stay with New Orleans. This looks like somebody's coming off the court for Charlotte. We're taking a leg view at Gordon Hayward. We know back in February 7th with that ankle sprain injury. Here's inside to Ingram. Brandon Ingram. Finding space. Ingram, 2-point jumper. He got hit, and a foul was called on Jalen McDaniels, and he knows it. As the Hornets they've played good defense in this quarter if you take out all the fouls, which is now starting to cost them the game. It's a 6-point game. The Hornets are right back in it, but the Pelicans keep getting the free throw line. This is Brandon Ingram at the line for New Orleans. And his first free throw is good, making it 88-81. And the Pelicans are going to take these free points all day, and this is what's starting to just push the Hornets behind, as they're rarely getting to the line in this game. Second free throw by Brandon Ingram is good once again, 89-81. Charlotte trailing by 8 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Hornets are still in this game if they keep the offense rolling. Dennis Smith, and he's going to keep that tempo. Lays it in for Charlotte. 89-83. It's a 6-point game. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Brandon Ingram brings it up for Charlotte. And this is perfect for the Hornets to have Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier on the bench right now. Here's McCollum. 100 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here's Nance. Gives it to Williamson. Williamson backing down on Washington and lays it in. Zion Williamson, and the athleticism shows once again. As under 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Hornets trail 91-83. Smith, pass to Washington. Inside, Richard lost the ball, and a foul was called, which is going to send Nick Richards to the free throw line. This is going to help Charlotte. If Richards is able to make his free throws right here, this will help out a lot. Nick Richards at the free throw line for the Hornets. Trying to make this a 6-point game if he does go 2 for 2. Richards' first free throw is good, making it 91-84 with 80 seconds to go in the third quarter. Once again, if you are new on the Carolina cast, please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube for exclusive content on the Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Panthers. And if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and follow us for all future live streams and play-by-play reactions to the Hornets and to the Panthers. As Nick Richards nails the second free throw, 91-85, 70 seconds now in the third quarter. Here's Ingram on the drive. Brandon Ingram, 2-point jumper, off the mark, rebound Charlotte. This is Bouknight who has it. And Bouknight takes it out for Charlotte. James Bouknight, holding onto the ball, gives it to Dennis Smith. Here's Smith. Looking around, gives it to Washington. Washington backing down on McCollum. PJ lost the ball, goes out of bounds off of Larry Nance. 5 seconds remain on the shot clock, and it'll stay with the Hornets. They're only going to have 5 seconds to get a shot off here. So where you need someone to get open, take the shot here. So this is a nice play by Larry Nance stepping in. Here we go. Bouknight, 2-point jumper. It is an air ball. Nick Richards backing down, takes the shot. It won't go, but hit the rebound. Bouknight cannot save it. And then Dennis Smith dives in to save it, and it goes off of Bouknight's knee again. So it'll be Pelicans ball. So it looked like Smith was going to save that if Bouknight was not in his way. Here's McCollum. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Dennis Smith defending. McCollum on the drive. 2-point jumper, and he's got it. CJ McCollum. And now the Pelicans have a 93-85 lead with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. There's a second difference with the shot clock and the game clock. So the Charlotte Hornets most likely to have the final shot. Smith, 10 seconds, 7 seconds. Inside, Richards lost the ball, and here come the Pelicans. They're going to get the final shot again. McCollum on the drive, lost the ball, and they do not get a final shot off. Larry Nance, Washington just jumped up and rejected it. That is the end of the third quarter, and the Hornets are still putting up a good fight here against the Pelicans. Although they've never led in this game, the Hornets find themselves down 93-85 going into the final 12 minutes here in Charlotte. When we come back, the Hornets fighting for this game at the Spectrum Center. We'll be back right after this. And we are back for the fourth quarter of this game. The Hornets trail 93-85. They have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Here we go. Hornets, their final 12 minutes to come out here and win this game. Here's Rozier on the drive. Terry Rozier up under, kicks it back out. Smith won't take the three. Smith, and it is a bad pass. Trey Murphy with the steal as Smith tried to get it to Terry Rozier. Here's McCollum. And it's stealing! Oh! What are the highlights of the year? Oh! What a play by Dennis Smith! After the bad pass, he takes the ball right out of CJ McCollum's hands and slams it down. Pelicans now leading 93-87. Williamson on the drive. Williamson, and shot won't go. Rebound by Rozier. Here come the Hornets. Rozier back out. Bouknight for three. Off the mark. And a rebound by Trey Murphy. That would have been a huge shot by James Bouknight. Here's Williamson again, calling for the ball. And it's stealing away! Stolen again by Smith. Here comes Bouknight. And he lost the ball. Bouknight lost it. Ball is on the ground. And I think a jump ball is called. A jump ball is called. Wow. Dennis Smith, 2 steals in the past minute as he ripped one of them right out of McCollum's hands and went up for it and just sent it to the ground. Outstanding play by Dennis Smith. And then he stole it again. And then they nearly scored again. Into the highlight reel, that one by Dennis Smith. It is a jump ball for the Hornets and Pelicans right here. It'll be Dennis Smith against CJ McCollum, I believe. No, it's actually against Trey Murphy, and the Pelicans win it. Here's Devontae Graham, the former Hornet, gives it up to McCollum, who's going to take a three off the mark. Rebound by Nance. Back out to McCollum. Gets a second chance. This one's short as well. McCollum gets the ball again. Graham for three. This one won't go either. Fourth rebound for the Pelicans. Nance gives it to Williamson. It stole it again. And it went off of the knee. The Pelicans just got 4 rebounds in a row. Then the Hornets got another steal, but they're going to say it's New Orleans ball. So here we go. Nance gives it to Williamson. Zion Williamson inside the paint over Washington. Won't go. Rebound Rozier. Here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier to Washington. PJ for three. Back of the rim, no good. And off of Trey Murphy, stepped out of bounds. It's Hornets ball. As Nick Richards is on the ground, he is helped up by his teammate PJ Washington, who just missed the three. Richards went up for the rebound. Wasn't able to get it, but Trey Murphy was the last one to touch it before the ball went out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Hornets. Smith throws it in, gives it to Richards, to Washington. And a bad pass by PJ Washington trying to get it to Dennis Smith. And it is a turnover by the Hornets. It'll be Pelicans ball. Devontae Graham will throw it in, gives it to CJ McCollum. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Pelicans have a 93-87 lead. Here is Murphy. Back to McCollum. CJ McCollum on the drive. Lost the ball. And Nance got it for the Pelicans. Devontae Graham rejected, but a foul was called. PJ Washington with the rejection. And he smiles at Devontae Graham after a foul was called. Let's look at it again. I think that's pretty clean. Come on. Oh, I think that's clean. Whatever. Devontae Graham at the free throw line. And the first free throw by Graham is no good. He missed the first free throw. PJ Washington has 5 fouls right now. And that is key. So he's going to come sit down for a little bit. Jalen McDaniels stepping in for the Hornets as they trail 93-87. As Charlotte still, they've never led in this game, but they have a chance to take the lead as Gordon Hayward is on the court for Charlotte. Second free throw by Graham. He missed the first. Graham on the second. And he's got it. 1 for 2 at the line for Devontae Graham. Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward both in for Charlotte. Here we go. Under 10 minutes to go in the fourth. 94-87. Here's Rozier. Getting free. Rozier, 2-point jumper off the mark. Rebound Richards in the slam. But they waved it off. Oh, Rozier missed it. Richards slammed it. But it's going to take Terry Rozier to the free throw line before the dunk by Nick Richards. So another almost highlight reel play for the Hornets. Terry Rozier at the free throw line. 9:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Rozier, first free throw. And he's got it, making it 94-88. Hornets down by 6. Terry Rozier on the second free throw can make it a 5-point game with 9:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Hornets are trying to fight back as we take a look at LaMelo Ball on the sideline. Hopefully he'll be back Sunday against the Hawks. Still unknown. As Rozier goes 2 for 2 at the line. 94-89 is your score. McCollum brings it up for New Orleans. Dennis Smith defending. McCollum gets a screen by Nance. They give it up to Nance. Larry Nance gives it to Jones. Herb Jones on the drive. Looking for room, gives it to Nance. He takes the jumper and he's got it. Larry Nance, 2-pointer. Makes it 96-89. Here's Rozier. 7-point lead for the Pelicans. Rozier getting free, takes a big three off the mark, and a rebound by Zion Williamson. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Williamson, no look pass to Jones. Graham fakes out the three, now does not take it. Zion Williamson backing down, a no look pass to Nance, but he missed it. And here come the Hornets the other way. McDaniels gives it to Hayward. Gordon Hayward on the drive, moving left to right. Tough shot, and he got it. 96-91. 8:35 to go in the fourth quarter. And a near steal by Gordon Hayward went off of his hands and hit his foot, went out of bounds. So it'll remain Pelicans ball. Hornets down by 5. We'll go back to that last play by Hayward. Had moved left to right on CJ McCollum when he got the shot to go. Here's McCollum on the drive. And no foul call. Rebound by Rozier. Here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier. He drives inside, takes the hit, and it is a blocking charge on Larry Nance, and it's going to send Terry Rozier to the free throw line, I believe. He's a little slow to get up. Nance tried to take the charge, but he's going to be called for blocking right there. As Terry Rozier at the free throw line for Charlotte, he can make it a one-possession game. And the Hornets have not been in a one-possession game in this game since it was 2-2. 96-91. Terry Rozier at the free throw line, and he misses the first free throw. So the Hornets cannot make it a one-possession game right here. It's the second free throw upcoming by Terry Rozier. Can make it a 4-point game, which it was a 4-point game midway through the second quarter. So the Hornets made the comeback earlier. Zion Williamson sitting down for the Pelicans right now. Terry Rozier on the second free throw. And he goes 1 for 2 at the line. 96-92 is your score. Hornets down by 4. And here is Graham. Gives it to Nance. Nance, ball is tipped and nearly stolen by Terry Rozier. But once again, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pelicans. So the Hornets are down by 4 with 8 minutes to go. So Rozier, that was nearly intercepted. Oh, that Panthers defense right there by Terry Rozier. Marshall will throw it in, gives it to Valanciunas. Valanciunas gives it to Ingram. Brandon Ingram, tough 2-point shot, no good. Put back, no, and a rebound by Dennis Smith. And the Hornets have a chance to cut it to a one-possession game. Smith gives it to Rozier. Under 8 minutes to go. Rozier looking for room. Dennis Smith, a three in the corner. It's an air ball. And a rebound by Jonas Valanciunas. Ingram on the drive. McDaniels defending. Ingram backing down on McDaniels. Now the switch on Richards. Ingram, tough shot, won't go. Rebound. And the corner. And Ingram lost the ball and it's stolen. Here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier up ahead, and he slams it down. Terry Rozier, and it is a 2-point game here in Charlotte. A timeout taken by the Pelicans. 96-94, and here come the Hornets. Terry Rozier, the steal by Gordon Hayward, and then the slam by Rozier. 7:21 to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to stay on here. As the Hornets, wow, how about this? The Hornets have never led in this game. They're down by 2 right now. It is not over till it's over. As the last time it was a one-possession game was with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter when it was 8-5, New Orleans. Ever since, New Orleans has had a big lead. The biggest lead that they've had was let's see here. The biggest lead they've had was a 16-point lead. So the largest the Hornets have trailed by is 16 points. They have never led in this game. Down by 2. It's Pelicans ball. This game is not over. And what a huge win this could be for the Hornets. Let's go and check out our box score while we wait for the game to come back. And Terry Rozier stepped onto the court and got things right back to where it was. 23 points for Terry, 7 for 20 shooting, 2 for 7 from downtown, 7 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. He's got 23 points. Gordon Hayward with 21, 10 for 16 shooting, 1 for 2 from downtown, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, as we saw just now. Kelly Oubre's got 11 points for Charlotte, 5 for 12 shooting, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 11 points for him. Jalen McDaniels also has 11 points for Charlotte, 4 for 6 shooting, 5 rebounds, an assist, and a block. And Dennis Smith has 10 points, played very well as well, as he had that big highlight reel where he stole the ball from CJ McCollum and just slammed it. So the Hornets are down by 2, 96-94. It's going to be Pelicans ball when the game does come back, as this would be a humongous comeback win for the Hornets going into Sunday's game against the Hawks. As we are back, the Hornets are down by 2. Can they find a way to win this game? We'll find out. 7:21 to go. As let's see. Can the Hornets do it? Down by 2. As we'll start off this game once again. Here is Ingram. He's looking around, gets a screen by Valanciunas. Ingram gives it up to Marshall. Ingram steps into a 3 and he's got it. Brandon Ingram from downtown makes it 99-94. And the clock stops with 6:58. The Hornets now trail by 5 after the deep Ingram 3. 99-94. It's a big 3 by Brandon Ingram. Hornets bring up the ball. Here's Rozier. Trailing by 5. Scary Terry. Inside to Hayward. Gordon Hayward lost the ball, had to get it to somebody, gets it to Rozier. McDaniels for 3. In the corner, he's got it. Jalen McDaniels responds with a 3 of his own. 99-97. Hornets down by 2. Valanciunas inside to Ingram. He puts it inside to Jones. Foul and 1. Herb Jones will go to the free throw line for the and 1 shot. As it feels like when the Hornets make a big play, they try and catch a break, and then the Pelicans just come back and respond. And it's been like that this entire game. Herb Jones at the free throw line. 6:30 to go in this game. Pelicans leading 101-97. Herb Jones can make it 102-97 with this free throw. And it is good. 102-97. Just under 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Can the Hornets come back? Here's Rozier. Looking around. Terry on the drive. Tough layup, won't go, and a rebound by Valanciunas. And here come the Pelicans. McCollum to Ingram. Brandon Ingram backing down on McDaniels. 2-point jumper is no good. Rebound Valanciunas, and he scores and gets fouled. What in the world? That's a bad call. Like, what? And once again, the Hornets are starting to get back out of it again. Ingram was a nice shot. Wasn't able to get it. Then Valanciunas got the rebound, and now a foul called on Nick Richards. 6:03 to go. And the Pelicans once again are running away with it. Here's the free throw by Jonas Valanciunas. Can make it 105-97. 6:03 to go in the fourth. And Valanciunas, his free throw is good. Makes it 105-97. Here we go. 6 minutes to go. Dennis Smith bring it up for Charlotte. Gives it to Hayward. Hornets need to score right here. Hayward Tough two-pointer, won't go, and Valanciunas is going to get the rebound for the Pelicans. Here's Jones. Gives it to McCollum. Hornets trying to defend as the Pelicans are trying to take the clock off. Just chewing the clock right here. Back to McCollum. CJ, tough shot, and he got it. And it's a 10-point game again. As the Hornets are looking like they're out of this one now. It's 8-0 run for the Pelicans in the past minute. Here's Plumlee. Backing down on Valanciunas. Back out. Here's Oubre on the drive. Kelly Oubre up, under, and he gets fouled. So Kelly Oubre will go to the free throw line with 5:14 to go. So the Hornets were down by 2 the last timeout break. And now it looks like the Pelicans, unless the Hornets can get on a run too, looks like the Pelicans might be able to run away with this game. Oubre misses the first free throw. And that is a huge miss for Charlotte. Here comes Oubre on the second free throw. Be a big one right here. And he goes 1 for 2 at the line. 107-98. CJ McCollum brings up the ball. McCollum gives it to Valanciunas. 5 minutes to go. Here's Ingram. And a bad pass is going to go to Charlotte as he tried to give it to Herb Jones. And it's a bad pass by Brandon Ingram. Hornets down by 9. 5 minutes to go. Here's Hayward. Back to Smith on the drive. PJ Washington, a 3. Off the mark and a rebound by Valanciunas. This would be a huge three-pointer by PJ Washington, but can't get it to go. So the Hornets give up points right here that might be game with under 5 minutes. Here's McCollum. Inside to Valanciunas. Backs down, and how? How does he, what is he doing? I don't know how Valanciunas got all these fouls, but it makes no sense at this point. Just keeps going to the line. It's getting annoying. Jonas Valanciunas has been to the line so much in this game. As another foul on him. So here's Valanciunas at the line for the Pelicans. Makes no sense. First free throw by Valanciunas. And he's got it again. So the only reason the Pelicans have a 10-point lead on us right now is because Jonas Valanciunas is getting easy shots. Second free throw by Valanciunas as Dennis Smith is coming out of the game. And Jonas Valanciunas will make the second free throw. 109-98. The Hornets now need a miracle. Down by 11 with 4:30 to go. Here's Rozier. Looking for anybody. Finds Oubre. This is the 3 that could save the Hornets, and he got it. Kelly Oubre from downtown. Makes it 109-101. The Hornets are not out of it yet. They're able to get some big defensive and offensive plays. Ingram gives it to Valanciunas. And a foul is called on Mason Plumlee. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Does this send him to the free throw line? Yep, it does. What are you doing? You know this is going to send him to the free throw line. What are you doing? Here's Valanciunas at the free throw line once again. It's like the millionth time we've seen him here today. Jonas Valanciunas on the first free throw. And he's got it once again. Makes it 110-101. 4:12 to go. Valanciunas, if he's able to make this one, will have 30 points. This is his 14th free throw of this game. And if he make this, he'll go 13 for 14 at the line. And he does. 30 points for Jonas Valanciunas. He's gotten 13 of those points from the line. Here's Rozier. Hornets down by 10. 4 minutes to go. They're going to need a bunch of threes right here. Hayward. Needs some room. Hayward on the drive. Plumlee lost the ball, and a foul is called. 5 on the shot clock. Under 4 minutes to go. Is this going to send Mason Plumlee to the free throw line? And it will send Mason Plumlee to the free throw line. Or will it? I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it will. No, it's a throw in. Hayward will throw it in for Charlotte. Gives it to Plumlee. To Washington. To Rozier. And a bad pass by Terry Rozier, stolen by Brandon Ingram. Picks up his dribble and easily lays it in. And the Pelicans now lead 113-101 as they're on a 14-4 run in the past 3 minutes. Rozier gives it to Washington. PJ on the drive, and he lays it in, making it a 10-point game with 3:30 to go in the fourth. 113-103. And the Pelicans, all they need to do is chew clock. They'll be able to hold on. Here's Valanciunas. Looking around, gives it to McCollum. CJ 2-point jumper off the mark, and a rebound by Oubre. Here come the Hornets. They have numbers. Plumlee. And looking around, and Mason Plumlee is going to take the 2-pointer, and he's got it, making it 113-105, under 3 minutes to go. The Hornets have a small chance as Terry Rozier is on the ground and he's holding his leg. Oh my God. Terry Rozier is on the ground and he's holding his leg. As he fell awkwardly on his leg on that last play by the Hornets. And Terry Rozier is down. And he's holding his leg. He does not look good. This is worst possible moment for the Charlotte Hornets right now. Down by 8 with 3 minutes to go. Terry Rozier on the ground. LaMelo Ball injured. And Rozier gets up okay. It looks like he's limping off. And it doesn't look like Terry's going to come back into the game. So, Terry's walking off to the sideline. I believe this is going to be a Hornets timeout now. And it will be. So 113-105. Under 3 minutes to go. Terry's going to tie his shoe. And he's talking to all of his teammates together. I don't know if he wants to get back on the court or what, but Charlotte would definitely need him. As we're taking a live look at the Hornets sideline here at Terry Rozier. Hornets are already down by 8. We are going to go on break here. So this game is, you can make a case to say that the Hornets have a small chance. I feel like it's over. 113-105 with under 3 minutes to go. And unless the Hornets get a bunch of shots, they're going to need an absolute miracle. And now we need to hope that Terry Rozier is okay for the Hornets. So we'll be back right after this. The Hornets trail the Pelicans 113-105 is your score. All right, we are back here as the Pelicans still have a 113-105 lead. Terry Rozier is limping off and is heading back on the court for the Hornets right here. So here we go. Hornets down by 8. Under 3 minutes to go. They need an absolute miracle if they want to win this game. As we're going back to that replay when Terry went down. Completely fell all over his leg. And now, what? And now Ingram's getting free shots. Why? Why is Ingram getting free shots? That doesn't make sense. Now, Brandon Ingram just got free shots and the Pelicans have the ball after our guy just got Ingram. Ingram shot off the mark, no good. Tip, rebound, and goes off the Pelicans. It's Hornets ball. Okay. Under 3 minutes to go. Terry Rozier not 100%. The Hornets are down by 9. They're going to need a bunch of threes if they want a chance. Rozier gives it to Washington for 3, and it is short. A rebound by Brandon Ingram. 2:30 to go in the fourth. As time is running out for the Hornets. Williamson back out. Ingram drives inside off the mark and gets fouled once again, as the Charlotte Hornets have done terrible on the fouls in this game, especially on Jonas Valanciunas. As now Brandon Ingram is going to the free throw line once again for New Orleans. And free throws are, I think that's just going to win the Pelicans the game, is the free throws. Here's Ingram at the line. And he nails the first free throw, making it 115 to 105. And the Hornets now down by 10. 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Jonas Valanciunas coming off for the Pelicans. As this game is pretty much over, we're going to see if the Hornets can find a way to pull off a miracle. Ingram goes 2 for 2 at the line. Makes it 116 to 105. 2:23 to go. Hornets are going to need a bunch of quick buckets. Hayward on the drive. Tough shot. And he gets fouled to go to the free throw line. Clock stops with 2:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Gordon Hayward at the line for Charlotte. As the Hornets trying to cut it down to a single-digit deficit. Hayward first free throw is off the mark. As Jonas Valanciunas is checking back in for the Pelicans. As coming out is Najee Marshall. Hayward goes 1 for 2 at the line. Pelicans have a 116 to 106 lead with 2:10 to go. Pelicans is looking to close it out here against the Hornets. Here's Ingram. 2 minutes, gives it inside to Williamson. Zion, and he lays it in, making it 118 to 106. Here comes Charlotte. Rozier gives it out to McDaniels on the drive. Jalen McDaniels to Kelly Oubre. Back out. Rozier fakes out the 3. Decides to drive on Williamson. And the tip by Washington is good, making it 118 to 108. 102 seconds remaining. Hornets down by 10. They need an absolute miracle. McCollum just going to chew clock here for the Pelicans. Oubre defending. And a steal by Hayward. Here come the Hornets. Gordon Hayward lays it in for Charlotte. Makes it 118 to 110. Here we go, 88 seconds. Hornets might have an opportunity. Here comes Jones. And lays it in for the Pelicans, making it 120 to 110. Here comes Charlotte. Down by 10. Rozier. Looking around. Gets a screen by Washington. Terry Rozier, step back 3 off the mark, and a rebound by Brandon Ingram. And he's just going to let the time go down. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. The Hornets trail by 10. As Pelicans are going to be forced to call a timeout. Brandon Ingram in a tough situation. But it does look like the Pelicans are going to hang on here with 1 minute to go in this game. We'll be back right after this. Stay tuned for the Carolina Cast postgame show, as we'll be talking about what the Hornets went wrong with tonight and what they'll need to fix for their next game on Sunday. we are back here. Valanciunas gives it to McCollum. We are officially in the seconds. Jones lost the ball, and it goes off of Kelly Oubre's shoe, so it'll stay with the Pelicans. Now, so this is going to be an unfortunate loss for the Hornets, who never had the lead in this game. They're going to have to fix that going into Sunday's game against the Hawks at 5 p.m. Eastern time, as that game will be live on the Carolina Cast along with the Panthers and Buccaneers game at 1 o'clock, as Jones makes the first free throw. So we'll have a doubleheader Sunday. I'll talk more about that after or during the post-game show, which there will be a post-game show, so please stay tuned for that live on the Carolina Cast, as Jones goes 2 for 2 from the line. Pelicans up 122-110. 50 seconds remaining in the game. Hayward fakes him out and lays it in. Makes it 122-112. Hornets need an absolute miracle. They get it into Jones. Gives it to Marshall. Marshall, and it is intercepted by Terry Rozier. But it looks like a foul is called. Or is it? I think it's Hornets ball. No, a timeout was taken. So a timeout taken. We're going to stay on here. Makes it 122-112. I'll put the scoreboard up. Hornets down by 10 with 43 seconds on the clock. So this game is pretty much over for the Hornets. They never really were in this game until like midway through the second quarter, where they were down by 4. And then halfway through the fourth quarter, they were down by 2 at one point. But like I was saying, they never had the lead in this game. Never stood a chance pretty much to the New Orleans Pelicans team that I was talking about earlier in the stream at the beginning, that this Pelicans team is really tough to play against, and they could go a long way this season with the big trio and CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. As we can check out the stats for those guys, Williamson, 16 points, 7 for 9 shooting, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Brandon Ingram, 26 points, 8 for 16 shooting, 1 for 1 from downtown, had 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And CJ McCollum had 21 points, but Jonas Valanciunas had 30 points. 13 of those coming from the free throw line. That's a problem. I know Steve Clifford is going to address that with his team with all the fouls that happened during this game. So it's Pelicans or Hornets ball. McDaniels will throw it in. McDaniels got to get in. He gets it into Hayward, and it was too late. Too late. 5-second violation by the Hornets. Make it Pelicans ball. New Orleans leads 122-112. Jones puts it into Ingram, who gives it to McCollum. McCollum back to Ingram. And there's the foul by Kelly Oubre, which is going to send Brandon Ingram to the free throw line. It's going to be a tough loss for the Charlotte Hornets, and they're definitely going to have to fix the fouls. The Pelicans had so many free throws in this game. That's what's really going to help them